Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today is episode 1 of our fall inspired dishes. I have for y'all 4 super easy desserts. They took no time at all to put together and they are so delicious. So come along with me and let's get baking. Of course, we have to start this video out with something pumpkin. For our dry ingredients bowl, we're going to add in 3.5 cups of flour, 3 cups of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Now, I know this sounds like a lot, but we will be dividing this between 3 loaf pans. For our seasonings, we are going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of cloves. Mix this all together and set to the side. In a separate bowl, we are going to be mixing together all of our wet ingredients. I have 1 can of 15-ounce pumpkin puree, and then follow this up by 4 eggs and 3/4 cup of vegetable oil. So you're just going to whisk this together and we're going to pour this over our dry ingredients. This recipe does say to mix together just until your ingredients are moistened. Just made sure that I dug into the bottom of the bowl so that the flour can get fully combined, because I was feeling like I was stirring, but then there was more flour. So you just want to make sure that you get this really mixed together. I greased my 3 loaf pans and we're just going to evenly pour our batter in. I cooked mine at 350 for 43 minutes. Let this cool for about 5 minutes and serve away. This would be really good with like a cream cheese frosting on top or just some powdered sugar, but it was nice and fluffy and really delicious. Slow-baked peanut butter pie is my husband's favorite. He is actually coming home on Friday. I have not seen him for 3 weeks and it is our anniversary, so I had to make sure to include it. We are just going to start by making our graham cracker crust. I'm adding in 1 1/4 cup of graham crackers. Mix this together with 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 stick of butter melted. Combine together until you get a sand-like texture. And then I went in with my hands because it made it a little bit easier to combine this fully. We're going to be pressing this into our pie pan and placing this into the fridge for an hour. Once the hour is up, we are just going to bake this at 350 for 8 minutes, and I let mine cool for about 5 minutes or so before I put in my toppings. Before our toppings, we are going to be adding in 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. Now mine wasn't fully softened, so I did go ahead and take it out and then heat it up for about 15 seconds or so in the microwave and added it back into my mixer. Pour in 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, mix together until it is fully combined, and follow this up with 1/2 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of creamy peanut butter to finish it off. Now, I don't feel like mine got as thick as the original recipe, but it turned out perfectly fine. Mix this together with 8 ounces of Cool Whip. Now, do you say Cool Whip or Cool Whip? If you know my reference, let me know in the comments down below. But just layer this into our pie crust, and then we are going to freeze this for 4 hours until it is ready to serve. I just finished mine off with some Reese's peanut butter cups chopped up and some chocolate chips. You won't believe me, but these 3 ingredients make a delicious cake. Just wait. To a bowl, add in our yellow cake mix, followed by 3 eggs and 1 can of apple pie filling. Mix this all together until it is fully combined, and you can literally do this with any type of cake. I've seen where people did chocolate cake with cherry pie or peaches. It's very versatile and you can kind of put together whatever combination you would like. Now just put this into your greased baking dish, and I cooked mine at 350 for 30 minutes and I felt like that was the perfect timing. It was nice and soft on the top but real crunchy on the sides, and I just finished mine off with some powdered sugar. Now this is not a super sweet dessert, but it's a great cake for after dinner with a cup of coffee. For all my solo individuals or someone like me who doesn't like to share their dessert, this pudding is perfect. In a bowl, we are going to add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg, and 1/2 cup of milk. Now you're going to whisk this together. Those clumps on the bottom, make sure that you get those really good or it will definitely stick to your bowl. We are going to be putting this in the microwave in 30-second increments. The original recipe does say 3 minutes. I tried 3 minutes and it burnt it. So this is my second batch and I think I did about 2 minutes. Now add in 1 teaspoon of butter, followed by a splash of vanilla and some chocolate chips. Now mine did have a little bit of chunks in it, but it was not bad at all. So definitely just make sure that you have your cooking time down and keep an eye on it. Once everything is mixed together, it will be a smooth consistency, and then you are just gonna pour this into whatever bowl or cup that you want to. I just picked this super pretty vintage blue cup because I thought that it would look really pretty in the thumbnail. So just pour this into your bowl. You could definitely eat it now, but I put mine in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour and topped it off with some whipped cream, and it was ready to serve. If you need a dinner idea to go with all these desserts, check out last Wednesday's video of 4 simple pasta recipes. They were really easy to put together and they were so delicious, but I will catch you guys in next Wednesday's video for our first episode of Crocktober. I'll see you there. Bye!